Okay, so this one is probably one of the most important ones, or one of the more important ones. Is It's called "Don't Be Defeated by Yourself." And here's a good example. They had a class in flight school. They brought us all into this room, and they said, "Okay, we know you haven't been getting much sleep. We know we've been doing grass drills every morning at 4 o'clock and everything, but the Department of Defense just came down and said we had to cut our classes by 50%, meaning half of you have to leave. And we figured before we just try to run you off and beat you up more and make your life more miserable, that we will give you the option to simply leave. So we're just telling you now that from here on out, you won't get to see your families anymore for a while. You won't get to have any more pig rights, meaning you can't eat any kind of food you want. You have to eat exactly what we say. We're going to double the grass drills. We're going to get up earlier. We're going to cut sleep. And we're going to do the runs twice as long, twice as hard. Just went through this whole list of how our life was going to be miserable. And then they said, so if you want to save us the agony and yourself the agony, go ahead and raise your hand, volunteer, and step out of the room over here and sign those papers, and you can not have to go through all that. You could even have a glass of tea today, drink and eat anything you want, and you can have the rest of the week off to spend with your family too. I looked around, everybody looked around. There was about 10, 15 guys. Walked out that door, and the instructor walked over and he shut the door behind him. He goes, okay, guys, welcome to Psychological 101. 15 or ever how many people just went out that door, just destroyed their entire career off of what might happen or the possibility of things getting worse. They hurt themselves. They mentally beat themselves with just the idea of things being bad. And you know, when they were saying that and he was offering all that stuff, I thought to myself, well, they might kill me in this particular evolution, but I am not quitting. I will not go back to my hometown and gave up on my dream. I'm going to make them beat me. They're going to have to kill me and seal me in a box before I give up on this dream. So those were the differences. Your mind and yourself control you and your destiny. I have been in a wheelchair for 4 years. I had the choice to give up and die or keep fighting. And now I can stand up again. I can walk somewhat again. And I am not quitting. The damn wheelchair will have to eat me alive before I give up. The doctor told me, stay in that chair. Do not stand up. Do not try getting up. I fell hundreds of times. But he said, you're going to risk injury. You're never going to walk again. Get it through your head. I will not let suggestions defeat me. I will not let my own mental suggestions defeat me, because trust me, I have pity parties. And a pity party is something you hold for yourself to feel sorry for yourself, and you sit and you cry for hours alone, feeling sorry for who you are, who you were, who you have been, and how things might be worse. But you cannot let what might be defeat you. You cannot let a pity party defeat you. You cannot let someone else's suggestions defeat you. Another suggestion is someone walks in and goes, God, you look terrible today. What's wrong? Well, God, I was feeling pretty good. No, I mean, what is wrong? I go look in the mirror. What's wrong? You know? So then the rest of the day I feel terrible because someone did a damn Jedi mind trick on me and Made me feel terrible. You're looking old, man. Damn, I didn't recognize you, Lance. You old bastard. What have you been doing? You ain't taking care of yourself? Golly. Well, I was feeling pretty damn young till you walked in. You see what I mean? Don't let someone's suggestions kick your ass. Now, on the flip side of that, you know how powerful suggestions are. Maybe you could do some suggesting to yourself. You could look in the mirror and go, I'm going to do this. I can do this. I'm going to win. I'm not going to be beat. Or maybe you could look at somebody and you could say, you look really good today. You look young. You look like you're on top of your game, man. What have you been doing? You look like you lost a lot of weight. What's been going on? Give them that positive energy. And then they'll look in the mirror and go, dang, I do look pretty good. I am feeling pretty good. Wow, I can do this. Maybe they were about to go to a job interview. Maybe that was a little bit they needed to really make it. So I want you to think about suggestions, good and bad. I want you to think about what you give yourself and tell yourself, good and bad. And I want you to push through those hard times and be your greatest influencer. In your family, try to be their greatest influencer. Try to be for the positive. Now, I do say a lot of negative stuff to my family. I tell them, you need to watch this, you need to watch that. But there's a difference between warning them, teaching them how to survive bad situations, things like that, and downing them. Downing them means you look at them and go, dang, you look terrible. You're fat. You're ugly. Things like that. Things that are hateful and spiteful. And they basically, every time you say it, it's like dropping a black dot on their heart. And it just puts them out a little bit more. It puts their fire out a little bit more. Instead of walking in and going, wow, I think you're going to do good today. You look like you're on top of your game. I used to tell my girls that when we go out to play ball, I'd go, man, you guys are on it. You're on top of your game. Your practice went great. Your practices went great. Man, you guys have been killing it. Just go out and be you. And they would go out on that field on fire. They'd go out, we could see their heads were held high. They were ready to go. They believed that they were going to do it. And sometimes that's what it takes. But you can't always depend on someone else to give you a positive word and a positive thought and a positive suggestion. Because the world is full of negative bastards that they love to see you sweat. They love to see you suffer. Some of your friends that aren't really your friends, they love to see you get your ass kicked. Because they're jealous of you. You have to be your biggest influencer. You have to be able to stand in a crowd of people that are cheering for you for your demise and say, I can do this. I kick ass today, and I can do it. All these bastards can scream for me to lose, and I still can win. Like these football teams you see, they go to their visitors at a home team, and the whole home team is screaming, trying to crush them, and all this, and they're sitting down there going, damn, everybody here hates me, and they still prevail. I like that. I like it when people can influence themselves and overcome a crowd of negative people. I like that. Go out and make yourself, your family, and your friends, give them some positive influence and influence yourself to the positive.